Teofimo Lopez seems to be upset with Showtime because they don't have him listed as undisputed. he actually wants Showtime to fail because they didn't list him as undisputed. But let me say this, man. Technically, if you really look at if you go back to the Loma fight, and I said that in my video, one of the undisputed videos I made, Mauricio Suleiman is the one that really caused all this confusion. Technically, Teofimo should be undisputed, but if it wasn't for that fucking franchise belt that Loma requested, a lot of this shit wouldn't be the case right now. None of this would be happening. You know what I mean? None of this would be happening right now. So in a small sense, I can kind of see where Teo is coming from about being undisputed. On paper, he's supposed to be undisputed, but he's not. Devin has the real belt. He has the actual physical belt. So blame Mauricio Suleiman, to be honest, man. But Teofimo still is clowning himself by going up there with those straps, and he doesn't have the actual real strap. So all he got to do is fight Devin, and then that shit it'll clear up all of this stuff. Once he fights Devin, which should be next for both of these dudes, after Devin fights JoJo, after Teo fights George Kambosos, I don't want to hear nothing else. These dudes need to be fighting next to clear up any of the confusion with this WBC championship. But man, he really, and he's pretty much saying Showtime need people like him and all this. Teofimo thinks he thinks he started the undisputed trend. That's what he's saying, as if the other fighters weren't already on their paths to undisputed. Like, bro, I get it, bro. You did good, bro. You beat Loma. Nobody ever gonna take that away from you. You know what I'm saying? He fought Loma. I will say that. Loma did duck Devin, but Teo did step up to the plate, and he fought he fought Loma when Tank and them was ducking Loma. So I definitely I give Teo his respect for that. But that's as far as it go, man. Dude is just riding high off this Loma win, which, I mean, to him is big. I can't take that away from another man on that aspect, because he feel like, damn, this is my biggest accomplishment thus far. But at the same time, man, he's taking it a little too far, because it's almost like, bro, okay, you fucked and beat Loma. What's next, though? Why don't you focus on clearing out the division? You could have skipped past Kambosos, because they say unification trumps mandatories. And that goes back to the belt thing. He thinks that he's the real undisputed because that franchise belt, and because Mauricio Suleiman signed off on that at first, him being the champion. And then at the same time, it was Mauricio Suleiman also said both of them was the champion. So I'm like, what? So all roads lead back to Mauricio Suleiman, because if they're the ones that created that franchise belt to cause all this mix-up, so if there was no franchise belt, none of this will be happening right now. So they just need to fight to settle this dispute. You see what I mean? This is the real fucking meaning of undisputed, bro. Like, this is a real dispute right here. So when these dudes scrap and they actually fight and one of them win, that is the true definition of undisputed, because they settled the dispute. Now, that's the ironic thing about this Devin Haney and Loma situation, man. If this wasn't a candidate for undisputed, this situation right here is, out of all the other ones, because there was no, like, when Josh Taylor fought Ramirez, there was no franchise belt involved. When Canelo fought Caleb Plant, there was no franchise involved. This franchise is causing an actual dispute. That's why it's just crazy, man. And I can't wait to see this fight. But anyway, let me know what you think about that, man. He is mad at Showtime because they don't have him as undisputed. Unbelievable. But get back to me, man. I'm off this.